when we're thinking about, sleep apnea and we're thinking about the symptoms of sleep apnea, so some of you are probably asking, well, what are the symptoms? Well, they're pretty easy. It's daytime fatigue, right? If you have a spouse or if you're just having fun for a night and the person next to you says, hey, man, you stopped breathing last night, like that's a symptom of it. Like if you stop breathing at night and the person you're sleeping with notices it, fatigue, not feeling like yourself, brain fog, heart arrhythmias, high blood pressure, all of these things are risks or symptoms of obstructive sleep apnea. And these are things that need to be investigated by a pulmonologist or a neurologist, or in some cases, as Danielle and I were talking about, a psychiatrist, to be able to get a sleep study.
That someone that's hopefully, sleep trained like you are. Yeah.
Yeah, to get a sleep study and then be able to correct it. Now, there are other types of sleep apnea, right? There's obstructive sleep apnea, which is primarily what we're talking about,
Mhm.
and that just means that your airway obstructs when you go to bed at night. There's central sleep apnea, which is secondary to a nerve problem. So that just means that your nerve isn't firing, so you're not breathing. And then there's mixed, where you can have both, right? Generally speaking, it might be somebody that has obstructive sleep apnea, then they have a stroke, and their nerve doesn't fire as well, so they've got this mixed picture. And the way that we diagnose it is with the sleep study, right? And you can do an in-lab sleep study and you can do an at-home sleep study. Now, we were talking earlier about, well, what's the difference? Well, there's several differences. An in-lab sleep study, you're going to get brainwave monitoring so you can understand what stage of sleep your patient is in, if they're in REM or non-REM or whatever kind of sleep stage that they're in, you get that understanding. And it's probably better to be able to check for central apneas there as well. Whereas for home sleep studies, you can just diagnose obstructive sleep apnea.
I sometimes see patients that are like, there's no way I could have sleep apnea. I've never snored. No one tells me I snore. So, can you kind of elaborate on that and why snoring itself, someone could not snore and still have sleep apnea?
You don't have to snore.
Because it's such a big link that people believe publicly.
Yeah.
And I think it's such a misconception that I actually myself am excited for you to explain why.
Yeah, you don't have to snore. I mean, snoring is just a sound that's created because of your anatomy and the way in which you're breathing and what your air is flowing through. All we're simply saying for a sleep apnea diagnosis is a reduction in airflow by 90%, right? So if you have a reduction in airflow of 90% and you don't make a sound, it doesn't mean you don't have sleep apnea. Like you still have sleep apnea, right? You don't have to snore to have sleep apnea. Snoring helps because that's what people notice, right? And even in individuals who snore, it doesn't mean that they have sleep apnea.
Yeah, good
They
point.
could just be snoring. It's not like everybody who snores has sleep
Yeah,
apnea,
good point.
right? Otherwise, my dog who snores very loudly should be wearing a CPAP mask, right?